Okay, guys, what topic do you guys want to use today?
Education?
Education. sounds
Okay, so
good.
we're going to work on education. So, if you could for me, April, just in the middle of the paper, would you just write education for me?
Sure.
Okay, so what we're doing is we're looking at a topic, and through an inquiry method, we're going to now explore all of the different ways we can look at education. The way that I want you to think of this is, if I have this topic, what are all of the things that I feel are important about this topic, right? Now, if I were a teacher using this, I would say, as planning, I'd say, what are all the things that I want my students to learn? But since you're going to be actual students, you're going to look at this and say, what are all the things that I want to learn about, all the questions that I have? So, I want you guys to go from your experience, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys sticky notes, these big ones here, and I'm going to write some too, and I'm going to give you guys about 3 minutes to 5 minutes, and I'm going to allow for you guys to just write as many questions. Now, if you're stuck on writing questions, no big deal. You can write a statement if you want to. Sometimes people write just one word. We can always turn them into questions. But I want you to write as many questions as possible on how you would look at education, as far as what you want to know about it, or how you want to approach it in your classroom, or how you'd want to do a project about it. Okay? Okay, time. So now we have these right here, and what we're going to do now is we're going to play a little game. That's why we have the stickies. And April, you're going to go first. And so what you're going to do is you're going to decide on a question to put on this paper here. It can be anywhere you want. And what we'll do is we'll take your question and see if we have other questions that could connect to it. Okay? All right, so go ahead and just any question you want. And if you have other questions, by the way, that you have that connect to it, you can do that too. So you can still
Okay.
play on your connecting game.
My question is the education system in America the same as it is in other countries?
Good. So you're going to put that there, and now Deborah and I and yourself are going to all look at different things and see, is there anything that we would have that would connect to that question?
I have two. One is, what value does an education have in other parts of the world? And then I have the same question, but instead of in other parts of the world, in America.
Let's put them together?
Yeah, just in a group. Interesting. So you have the one about America. So I'm going to put this one right here next to this one here. This could kind of connect to it as a sub, which is how does the government play a role in our education? Okay.
Oh, I have one that's related to the government one. Who determines what is included in education?
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna just put that next to the government.
Mine's connected to that. It's who decides what kids learn, which could include the
Yeah.
government, right? So I just put it here?
Okay. And we can see, and remember, they're always stickies, so no matter what, you can eventually move them if we start
Okay.
another grouping. 'Cause
Okay.
it's, yeah, so the point is not to make sure everything connects, but we can just have this grouping. But we started out here with
Different countries, right?
different countries, America.
I have America here too.
Maybe we should move this one
I
like
think that
here.
might have to go somewhere else. These
Okay.
might go somewhere else. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Let's like put these here, like a little
We'll see.
separate.
We'll see.
Okay.
Let's pick one from, did you say you had another one?
Well, I have one about America. So it was, how can we make education better for kids in America or in the world? That connected next to America and other parts of the world as well.
But that one's about what we
It
can
might be
do.
about kids. Well, let's see. Let's just check
Okay.
it out.
Okay.
Go ahead and put one out for you.
Okay, why should I want an education?
Okay, put that there. So now, what do you have that would connect to that?
Why is education important?
I have one too with that. I have, how important is an education in modern society?
And then I have one, is college necessary?
Okay.
Can you see your original question?
Yeah, why should I want an education?
Remember, you don't have to use everything. If you think something's an
I
outlier.
kept two back, so.
Oh, you did? Okay. So now we have these right here. Now, we're looking at education, and this is a unit, this is a unit, these two are together? Right,
Yeah.
this is a unit, this is
By
the unit,
itself.
that's a unit, and then this is a unit.
Wow.
Right? Or if you're a kid who's doing a project, this could be a leg we could explore in our generalizations. This could be a leg, this could be a leg.
Like a
this could be-
spider leg.
It could be, right.
Yeah.
It could be something that goes towards our generalizations. If there's a generalization that's left out, especially in eighth grade, us do all of them, then we can pose questions for that, but we might have those. Let's look at, right now, what universal theme do we think that we might want to explore on this? Okay? So, I'm going to give you this. Oh, that's different. Sorry. And
This one here, okay.
what universal theme, and looking at all of our questions, just in general, do you think that we're addressing?
Well, I think the one about like America or the role the government plays, like this whole section, maybe systems. Right?
Or
It could
community?
be. It could be community or systems, I think.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I concur.
So you're saying it's systems or relationships? Which ones are you, I'm sorry.
Systems or community?
So you think it's systems or community? Interesting. Okay.
So quick question, so when you say system, we're looking at all of these, any of this is
So
this
what
compliant?
leg would this be?
Oh, I was
What-
looking at just
Just
this
this right
area.
here, yes, okay.
So
it's the
we're
whole
saying
thing.
like this
The
entire poster.
entire
Ah,
thing. Because
okay.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna add education plus universal
Right,
theme.
Got you, okay.
Uh-huh.
I would think this over here in this corner, this, I guess this would be a leg.
Mm-hmm.
So it's talking about works to complete a task or mission. It's kind of talking about it's really questioning what is the mission of education. So it's saying, for
Yeah.
example, what major is best for today's market.
Right, or how important is an education in modern society? Like, what's the mission that you have to complete? So that's the first generalization, right? Yeah.
And then we might see them as we keep going. We're on systems, composed of subsystems and parts. We're on systems, right?
Subsystems and parts.
Would this be it?
Yeah, like the government is a system and it influences education, and like culture is a system, religion can be a system. Those things
Right?
can
And it could be
influence.
composed of those
Yeah.
systems, right?
Yeah, are composed of subsystems and parts.
I was thinking this could also apply to that as well, because this is talking
Right.
about what parts make up.
Education, we have private
Education.
schools, public schools, so both of those are subsystems and parts. And then for the follow rules part, maybe this might be something, because it's like, is college necessary? Does high school really matter? It seems like these are rules that are ingrained in society, that we have to go to high school, we have to go to college. So maybe it deals with rules.
Ah,
May be influenced by other systems.
I think this one here is big time right here.
Mhm.
Do our kids have access to education, equity?
Equity,
Yeah.
talking
The
about.
system of equity and global access. Even the system of financial costs, like the economic side to it, why is college so expensive? Those are definitely systems that influence education. Yeah, like each decade has their systems that influence.
And that
how
are built upon
like the
or-
whole push towards like space in the 60s and like STEM, and then the new cycle of STEAM and all of that, so.
That's
For
good.
sure, over
That's
time.
good.
Now, some of these could have two as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right?
that's good to know, yeah.
Right, but now you know, now you're looking at this, we've added systems, can you write that there too? Plus systems. There we go. And so now what we want to do is we want to look at this and say, okay, so what might, this isn't set in blood, our big question be?